Hi, welcome all. Rich Pellegrino, Rich the Equalizer Pellegrino from the Global Woke Institute. Also, SCLC, Southern Christian Leadership Conference, founded by Martin Luther King Jr. Um, and so you can find more of these short videos and longer ones on our YouTube channel at Global Woke Institute and our social media pages on Facebook, and which is going viral. By the way, the last video we did on this topic, and this is part two. Oh, also, you can join us on every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on for our Zoom open discussion on these topics. Um, right now, if you go to Eventbrite, the Eventbrite page, and search for the real MLK and you and the real MLK and the real you can register there and join us for that rich discussion. We have people all over the country and all over the world that come to that, and it's interactive, not just me talking. So join us um, for a fuller discussion of this. This is part two of what the fuck is going on in America and the the new civil war, the new nonviolent civil war that's taking place, that which we will win again. Okay, so I know that's those words are loaded, so I'll explain them a little. Okay, so what the fuck's going on? The uh, the Grand MAGA maggot Trump um, and his partner Musk are unraveling the government along with their cronies. Okay, they're doing it. What they're doing is they're trying to they say they're trying to cut spending, cut corruption, and so forth, but it's all smoke and mirrors. It's all bluster and blunder. None of it is true. It's all lies to deceive the American public, and and to give the appearance that they're doing what they promised their supporters in the campaign, but they're not doing any of it. The immigration raids are over. The small percentage of people deported, although one is too many, because they are not criminals. They were never criminals. They actually entered legally, seeking asylum and refuge from economic violence and devastation that we've caused in their countries. So that, again, all major lies based on fear and hatred and really white supremacism. Okay, so that's that part of it. Really, the most despicable way to run for office is on fear and hate of any particular group. And that's what they did, because fear and hate sells, unfortunately, to our bottom feeders in the American society. But back to the cutting of the government. So, what they're trying to do is run the government like a corporation. Now, um, or a business, a large business corporation. Now, Trump himself has never successfully run a business except running them into the ground through bankruptcies and so forth. And when you file bankruptcies and you're too big to fail, the bank keeps bailing you out, and that's the story in a nutshell. And he's run small businesses that he owed money to out of business, so he has no experience in terms of successfully balancing any budget and has never had to live on a budget. On the other hand, Musk has run or invested in, I should say, and hired people to run companies. So he has some experience with that. But corporate, he's basically a corporate raider where he has invested in companies. And what do corporations do? And what do people like him, corporate raiders, do? They sacrifice, for the purpose of profits, they sacrifice the human resources, the human potential in those companies, the human capital. And that's exactly what they're doing here, which again is a farce, because even if you fired a quarter or half of the federal workforce, which they can't do because the country would come to a standstill, then you would only save, 4 to 8% of the budget, a minuscule amount, because the main drains on the budget are contracts between the federal government and big corporations like Musk's own corporations. So that's where the corruption lies. It's a totally corrupt bait and switch, smoke and mirrors operation to deceive the American public, while they are laughing all the way to the bank because all they care about is profits over people. Okay, and they're willing to sacrifice humans, people that are struggling to live. You've got people being fired from the VA that are disabled veterans that served this country, and they're being fired. And they've gone on the news saying that Trump's betrayed them. They voted for him, and he's betrayed them. And so that's happening across the country in many different departments and divisions, which is I hate to say, because I don't like to see anybody suffer unnecessarily. But really, it's a blessing in disguise because it's going to unite this country against a common foe. And I'll talk about that in the new Civil War portion. So that's what the fuck is going on. They're just raiding the coffers. You've got the hens, the wolf guarding the hen house. Okay, and they don't know, they don't have a plan. There's conspiracies out there, that theories, and they may be true, that they're going to replace the workers with MAGA people, that's the Agenda 25 thing, but they'll never get away with that. Okay, the courts are blocking every move, so they're talking big and acting small. But again, that acting is hurting real people, because they're willing to sacrifice humans. They don't care about anybody but themselves. Definitely don't care about the golden rule, except the rule that he who has the gold rules. Okay, and Trump has come right out and said it, using the Emperor of France, Napoleon Bonaparte's authoritarian dictator statement, that when you're trying to save a country, there's no breaking the law, there's no rule of law. He came right out and said it, and on Twitter and texting, and so that's his strategy, just to see how far he can go in becoming a dictator. But again, we will stop him. We've always stopped that. We've always won in this country. So now, what's our strategy? Okay, I'll just give you a glimpse, but contact us. At our website, www.howwokeami.org. Our email is there. You can contact us, join us, subscribe if you want to get into this movement, this new civil war, this nonviolent civil war. So what I want you to do to see our tactics, okay, is Google Beloved Community MLK for Martin Luther King. Beloved Community MLK. And you'll see the page pop up from the King Center, the King um, Strategy for Nonviolence 365. Okay, that's our Agenda 25 and our Agenda 21st Century. That's how we're going to take back the country, build our beloved community that's devoid of the triple evils of racism, poverty, and militarism. Okay, it's all there, the strategy. It's a nonviolent strategy. You have to remember, when I say we always win, not only do we win, but we can win using nonviolence. Do you realize there's only been two nonviolent successful revolutions in history, and one was right here, headed by our own Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., the founder of the new America, of the woke America. Okay? And so we have the guidance. He was inspired, if you believe in God, higher power, by God, by Christianity, by Hinduism, Mahatma Gandhi, who was the leader of the other nonviolent revolution. So it can be done, a successful revolution, without firing a single bullet and without the loss of a life. Um, and so we are engaging in that. We're uniting. Um, in the past, the right those on the far right have been united in their wrongdoing, and those in the middle and the left have not been united in their right doing. So, what Trump is doing is uniting us, not only those of the left, even Democrats and Republicans who are getting fired, both. It's affecting everybody's family. What united us in the 70s and why we had a successful revolution in the 70s is because we were all united against a common foe, and that was the unjust and brutal war in Vietnam because it affected every family, because the draft was in place. Now we have a common foe, the MAGA maggot Trump and Elon Musk and their cronies. And I'm not talking about the MAGA followers, they're victims just like you and I are. They're victims of this master manipulator, and they will wake up, and they are waking up. So we have to keep open hearts and open doors to them. Nobody except tyrants are evil. Our behaviors might be wrong or incorrect, like voting him into office in the first place, but we all make mistakes and we're all human, and so we have to treat each other and welcome the MAGA cult followers, the people who voted for Trump, into our beloved community. And the guidance on how to do that are in the 6 steps of nonviolent civil war. And when I say this is a civil war, it is being fought in the courts with civil lawsuits. Okay, there's over 50 of them to stop this madness and madmen at the helm. So it's already underway and we're already winning. Like I said, they're not getting away. They're not going to get away with any of this. I mean, but some people will get damaged in it, like in any battle, but hopefully not any loss of life. And we'll be here with, just like during COVID, with mutual aid for those who are fired, and until they find other jobs and so forth. So we're uniting. Contact us, and we'll be happy to include you in this great movement to take back our country and build our beloved community here. And until next time, Rich the Equalizer at Global Woke Institute. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for more of this, and I'll talk to you next time. Ciao.